Forgot my mic. Fail. How's it going, everybody? Good evening. My name is Dr. Michael Hyland. I am the owner and CEO of Hyland Physical Therapy and Wellness right here in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, but helping people all over the world to learn and to understand their Parkinson's disease, to be empowered. And I'm going to see if I can reverse my... There we go. That way, everything's not backwards. All right, well, this evening, I just wanted to do a little bit of a live video with you and just come on and talk a little bit about dry mouth and Parkinson's disease and what impact that has on people with Parkinson's. I'm going to tilt this down a little bit more. You can't really see my shirt right now. Hey, I just want to do a quick shout out for my friend Sharon Wisniewski up in New Jersey. She owns a physical therapy practice called Authentic Self Physical Therapy. Be sure to go check her out. I'm going to plan on tagging her in this post. So just give her some love. And especially if you're up in that New Jersey area, I forget exactly which town she's in, but she's up in New Jersey, so check her out. Anyway, tonight we're talking about dry mouth. So dry mouth and Parkinson's is a very important subject, and the message I have for you is if you have Parkinson's disease, don't let dry mouth ruin your dental health. And it can do it dramatically. In fact, I did a live presentation on this in my Facebook group, Parkinson's Warriors International, earlier today, because it's Wellness Wednesday, so we're talking about wellness and successfully living with and managing Parkinson's. So one of my group members mentioned today that it took, over the course of 2 years, dry mouth caused him to lose all his teeth. That was in response to the video where I was talking about exactly what I'm going to talk about tonight with you all. And so it's very important. Why is this important? So obviously we don't want to lose our teeth. But why is dry mouth a thing with Parkinson's? Number one, the autonomic nervous system is affected with Parkinson's disease. So the autonomic nervous system is what we do without thinking about it. So our nervous system controls our breathing, digestion, our blood pressure response, stress response, like the fight or flight reactions, bowel and bladder, all those things that we don't have to do it consciously. It just happens, right? So the autonomic nervous system regulates blood flow control, so like how much blood is flowing in your fingertips and your feet, or how little. The small blood vessels, capillaries, and that another thing is also salivation. So the ability to salivate is controlled by glands in your mouth, and it's a neurological process. Just the smell of food or the thought of food or the sight of food can make you start to salivate, right? So it's a neurological thing. It's a brain-body connection directly. And your gut is going to start to move with that association with food. So salivation is that process that starts things moving and preparing the body for eating, right? So you have to have adequate amount of saliva to moisten the food, to get it down. And saliva actually helps break down our food, helps break down the food before digestion so that it can be a little bit easier to start digesting once it gets into our gut. So all that to say that Parkinson's disease can result in decreased saliva production, and on top of that, medications that treat Parkinson's can also lead to dry mouth. So it's a double whammy. Why does dry mouth result in tooth decay and gum disease? So that's an important question. And the answer is because when our mouth does not have adequate saliva or hydration, the bacteria that normally live on our teeth or grow, there's a normal flora of bacteria that we have in our mouth, but also when we eat certain foods, especially sugary foods, we're going to have bacteria colonies start to accumulate on and between the teeth. Typically, saliva helps to wash those away a little bit, not to mention drinking water and so forth. with dry mouth, those bacterial colonies tend to stay on the teeth. And when plaque and bacteria stay on the teeth, that's an automatic recipe for tooth decay and gum disease. So how can we fight that? Well, obviously medications are important, so you don't want to stop your Parkinson's meds unless you're under the direct guidance of a physician to try to do that. I doubt that would be recommended. But what you can do that's over the counter, there might be a prescription version of this, but I'm pretty sure it's over the counter. There's a mouth rinse called Biotine, and there's also a spray version of it. And Biotine essentially is kind of a synthetic saliva. So it is a way that you can you can keep your mouth moist, and it's essentially just an oral rinse. And you can do it a couple times a day. I'm not sure how many times exactly is recommended, but you can do it a couple times a day at least, or the spray. And that has material in it that is very similar to saliva, and it can keep your mouth a little bit more moist during the day. Other thing you can do that's even in addition to that is just to continue to hydrate and drink adequate amounts of water. We could talk about that in another live about hydration and Parkinson's and why that's crucial. This is just one of the reasons, is dry mouth. But anyway, the other thing you can do is chew gum. And I don't recommend chewing just any kind of gum, because a lot of gums are full of sugar. But there are gums out there that are sugar-free. They have either sugar substitute. Unfortunately, they're processed sugar sweeteners sometimes, but or they may have some natural sweeteners like stevia or things like malitol, sorbitol. I'm trying to think of the other artificial sweeteners out there, but essentially they're not sugar, so they're not going to promote as much bacterial growth when you chew it. So chewing that can really help. Trident is a brand in particular that has been recommended by dentists over the years because it really is sugar-free, and it allows you to be able to chew gum and not have the added risk of sugar and increased cavity risk. It actually can clean your teeth a little bit to chew something like Trident or a gum like Trident, and chewing the gum can also help keep the mouth a little bit moist because of saliva production, of having something sweet or tasting sweet in your mouth. Remember, as always, everybody, be empowered. This is Wellness Wednesday, and I'm Dr. Michael Hyland. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a blessed evening, and be empowered. I think I said that already. Have a good night.